Time now for Cavalier Between Games Entertainment, featuring today's episode of Eau Claire baseball memories and other entertainment. We'll bring you Eau Claire baseball memories right after this timeout.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network along with the Chippewa Valley Museum brings you Eau Claire Baseball Memories. A look at the history of minor league baseball in Eau Claire from 1886 through 1962. And now, today's episode of Eau Claire Baseball Memories. Episode 1 is called Fields and Teams, where we examine the minor league teams that played in Eau Claire and the fields they called home.
According to Brian Lancet in his research paper for the Department of History in the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire, called Celebrity and Controversy, professional baseball in Eau Claire before 1900, during the aftermath of the Civil War, a new form of popular entertainment made its way onto the fields of Eau Claire and into the hearts of its citizens. Baseball reached its pinnacle in popularity in 1885 when the Eau Claires, the city's first professional team, took to the diamond. The team was avidly followed and supported by local fans and by the local press. When most people think about minor league baseball in Eau Claire, the first ballpark that comes to mind is Carson Park. But actually, Carson Park is the fourth ballpark to host minor league baseball. By 1885, baseball, which had been in Eau Claire since 1867 as an organized sport, had evolved into a serious business venture in Eau Claire. The Eau Claire Baseball Association was incorporated at $5,000 to run the baseball operations and control the baseball grounds. So, the newly founded organization worked quickly to obtain land to construct the city's state-of-the-art ball field. On May 9th, the ECBA leased a tract of land from the city just south of the gas works, which were located near the playground area in present-day Owen Park. That tract of land was located between Niagara Street and Broadway in what is now Owen Park. The present-day band shell would have been on the edge of the ball field. That first minor league field played host to the Eau Claire Lumbermen, who were also called the Eau Claires in 1886 and continued to host the Eau Claires in 1887. The Lumbermen or Eau Claires of 1886 ended the season with a record of 43 wins and 36 losses, finishing second in the Northwestern League. In 1887, the Eau Claires ended the season with a record of 38 wins and 85 losses, finishing 8th in the league. The team folded following the 1887 season, and professional baseball left Eau Claire until 1906, and there is no further record of the ball field near the gas works from that point on. Baseball wasn't dead in Eau Claire, it's just that amateur baseball had replaced professional baseball. A new field was needed. What is now Eau Claire's 3rd Ward neighborhood, just east of the UW Eau Claire campus, was once occupied by a driving park. A racetrack was built in 1874, and over the years the area was also used for baseball, circuses, and even Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. The driving park field became the home for 4 different minor league teams. In 1906, the Eau Claire Orphans formed and were part of the Wisconsin Association. The Orphans finished their one and only season with a record of 44 wins and 71 losses. In spite of that subpar record, the Orphans sent 3 players to the major leagues. Replacing the Orphans in 1907 were the Eau Claire Tigers. The Tigers also lasted only one season, but had a much more successful season, compiling a 62-win and 56-loss record. Art Watson from the Tigers played Major League Ball with the Brooklyn Tip-Tops and the Buffalo Blues. The third team to call Driving Park Field home were the Eau Claire Cream Puffs, who took the field in 1909. They finished that 1909 season with 62 wins and 57 losses, which placed them second in the Minnesota-Wisconsin League. The Cream Puffs Jack Kading played Major League Ball with the Pittsburgh Pirates and Chicago Chi-Feds. In 1910, the Cream Puffs changed their name to the Eau Claire Commissioners. In their 3 seasons, the Commissioners posted a 157-win and 118-loss record. The Commissioners also produced 3 players who competed at the Major League level, including Eau Claire's first Major League Hall of Famer in Burley Grimes, who we will feature in an upcoming episode. By the mid-1920s, the driving park had run its course and the grandstand was demolished in 1926, and the athletic facilities made way for houses. Yet some evidence of the past remains. The curve where McKinley and Roosevelt Avenues connect follows the old racetrack's path. Professional baseball took another 21-year hiatus in Eau Claire following the demise of the Eau Claire Commissioners. In 1932, Eau Claire was part of the newly organized Northern League. The league consisted of 8 teams and had set a schedule of 126 games from May through Labor Day. However, 2 days before the season opener, the league decided they were not ready to operate. The teams were left to play exhibition games with amateur teams on the best terms that could be arranged. David Quinn attended the league meeting and agreed to join the league by paying the $50 deposit. Since he had no field at which to play home games, he approached local contractor L.G. Arnold to build an 8-foot-high board fence around a piece of very soft sandy ground which he was able to rent from the Chapel estate and called it Chapel Field. The field had a skin infield, in other words, all sand, and the outfield grass, if not kept short, was full of sandburrs. The field was located between Dell's Pond and present-day Star Avenue at the site of the current VFW Hall. The grandstand seated about 1,100 spectators and the park could accommodate around 2,000. Therefore, 900 spectators were left to stand. There were no lights, so teams played twilight games beginning at 4 or 4:30. The first team to play at Chapel Field were the brand new Eau Claire Cardinals. They were managed by former Major Leaguer Johnny Mostill. The Cardinals posted a record of 52 wins and 45 losses, which placed them 4th in the Northern League. Stable ownership was not a feature of this team. According to Stat Crew, the team went through a name metamorphosis. Somewhere around 1934 to 1935, the team became known as the Muskies and posted a record of 54 wins and 63 losses. By the end of 1935, the team had become the Eau Claire Bears and played at Chapel Field through the 1936 season. Those 36 Bears posted a 67 and 52 record, which was good enough for second place in the Northern League. By 1935, construction of a sports complex at Carson Park began as a Works Progress Administration project. The complex included a baseball stadium, football stadium, and tennis courts. By 1937, the baseball stadium was complete and the Bears moved in. The first game was played in the stadium on May 4, 1937, in a Northern League game between the Eau Claire Bears and Superior Blues. The stadium was home to the Bears from 1937 through 1953. In 1954, the Bears changed their name to the Eau Claire Braves, reflecting their farm team relationship with the Milwaukee Braves, who had just moved from Boston. While at Carson Park, the Bears posted an .869 and .803 record, winning around 52% of their games. By 1954, the Boston Braves had moved to Milwaukee and the Eau Claire Bears were an affiliate of the Braves, so a name change was in order. The Bears became the Eau Claire Braves in 1954. They would stay the Braves until minor league baseball in Eau Claire ceased operation following the 1962 season. In their 9 seasons, the Braves compiled a .587 and .540 record, and like their former iteration, won 52% of their games. That final 1962 version of the Braves had a 65 and 59 record, which placed them 3rd in the Northern League, but qualified them for the playoffs. The Braves defeated the Aberdeen Pheasants 2-0 to win the league title. Throughout their history, the Eau Claire Bears sent 33 players to the major leagues, including Hank Aaron and Western Wisconsin native Andy Pafko, who we will feature in upcoming episodes. The Braves sent 17 players to the big leagues, including Joe Torre and Bob Uecker, who we will also feature in upcoming episodes. Other notables who played at Carson Park who went to the major leagues would include Patsy Garrity, Wes Westrom, Vic Johnson, Chuck Tanner, Billy Bruton, Wes Covington, Johnny Gorel, Lee May, Hank Aaron's brother Tommy Aaron, and Rico Cardi.
That was the last pitch of the Northern Light Webcasting Network along with the Chippewa Valley Museums, Episode 1 in the series Eau Claire Baseball Memories. A look at the history of minor league baseball in Eau Claire from 1886 through 1962. Episode 2 will air between games of the next Eau Claire Cavalier doubleheader. Stay tuned, coming up shortly is Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
helped a fellow veteran?
Yes. I do my best reaching out to my brothers and sisters in arms.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
Most of us, we're not gonna admit that we need to help.
You don't have someone to kind of help you guide those thoughts. It can be really bad.
It's just a beautiful space when someone can trust you and say, listen, I need help.
You've been tuned to Cavalier Between Games. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air.
Hopper back to Milner, throws second for one, over to first, and they got him a 1-6-3 double play.
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as the Cavaliers attempt to defend their Chippewa River Baseball League Championship.
And a no-hitter for Andrew Milner.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
And welcome back to Carson Park as we're getting ready for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Cavaliers taking on the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. Cavaliers fell to the Lumberjacks in Game 1, 6-2. And here in Game 2, starting lineups for the Lumberjacks. Leading off will be Tyson Lucas. He's also pitching in Game 2. Also, C.J. Varsho is in center field. Then batting third is shortstop Jake Varsho. Austin Miller is playing second base, batting fourth. Batting fifth, Preston Elger. And he is playing third base. First base is Blake Logering, batting sixth. Batting seventh, Blake Tripler out in right field. Batting eighth in left field, R.J. Freed. And batting ninth, Bo Snyder behind the plate. The extra hitter is Jake Nelson. For the Cavaliers, out in center field is Brayton Tillman. He'll be batting first. Batting second, Xavier Bemnister at third base. Logan Hesselman is the DH, and he's batting third. Sam Knickerbocker is behind the plate, batting fourth. Carson Windeshausen is out in right in field, batting fifth. Batting sixth, Riley Gopinski at shortstop. Batting seventh, Jerome Delakowski at first base. Batting eighth at second base, Ashton Kroll. And batting ninth in left field, Trenton Palmer. On the mound for the Cavaliers in Game 2 is Andrew Milner, making his first start for the Cavaliers this season. He was the ace of the staff last year, as we are just about ready to get things rocking and rolling here in Game 2. Glad you could join us. Rick Olson, Jay Fall, Ben Ryder, and Dan Petchow bringing you today's Game 2. And leading off for the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks is Tyson Lucas. And Lucas went 0 for 0 in Game 1, although he had 4 plate appearances. He drew 4 walks. And the first pitch by Milner is high for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ball 2. Behind the plate in Game 2 is Larry Durkop. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a strike called. And Jackson Lytle is out on the bases. And the pitch. That just missed high. 3 balls and a strike to Tyson Lucas. Milner at the belt, and he delivers. High for ball 4. So, Lucas remains consistent in game 2. That's going to bring up C.J. Varsho. He went 0 for 3 in game 1. Flew out a couple times, struck out looking, and drew a walk. That pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. Strike called. That one caught the outside corner. You know, I don't know if it's because I was hungry after game 1 or what it is, but darn it, Dan, thanks for bringing up those burgers. Yeah, they were tasty. That pitch is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That's low. 3-1. Milner in the stretch, and the pitch. That's outside for ball 4. So game 2 starts out the same way game 1 with 2 straight walks. Lucas on second, Varsho on first, and Jake Varsho coming to the plate. He's playing shortstop. And he went 2 for 3 in game 1. That pitch just missed outside. And the pitch. Just inside at the letters. 2 balls, no strikes. And that's high for ball 3. 13 pitches into the inning, and Milner still doesn't have any outs recorded. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. So Milner's walked the bases full, and that's going to bring out Ryan Bemnister. As they're going to have a little chat, probably trying to just get him settled down. And they're talking about what's going on out there. Hey, that's going to bring up Austin Miller, the second baseman. And Miller went 1 for 3 in the first pitch. Missed for a ball. He doubled. Fouled out to first. There's a strike called. And flew out to center field. He also drew a walk. Milner at the belt. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch. That's outside. Milner looking in. And he delivers. Fly ball out into left field, moving over, making the catch as Palmer, runner tags and comes in and scores. So it's going to be a sacrifice fly for Miller. That'll bring up Preston Alger.
Third baseman, number 1, Preston Alger.
And he grounds it over to first. Delikowski steps on the bag. The 2 runners advance, but now there's 2 outs with C.J. Varsho on third, Jake Varsho on second, and Blake Logering coming to the plate. Logering went 0 for 2, flew out to left, struck out, but he was also hit by the pitch twice. And the first pitch is outside for a ball. And there's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two down. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. Milner delivers. High and away. Count goes full. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So Logering goes down swinging, and the Lumberjacks go down. After loading the bases on 3 straight walks, they come up with 1 run, no hits, no errors, 2 left on base, and we've played a half inning. It's the Lumberjacks 1, Cavaliers coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Back at Carson Park as we head into the bottom of the first inning of Game 2. Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks on top of the Cavaliers, 1-0. So, Jay, you've got a game under your belt from under here. What are you thinking?
Well, yeah, this is good amateur baseball, and it's a beautiful day for it in a nice place, and so this will be a fun season.
There isn't a lot better to do than sit here at the ballpark on a beautiful day like this and watching some pretty decent baseball. Although there are some people that would complain that were things in that first game that they wouldn't have called decent, but it was entertaining baseball. And as far as I'm concerned, if it's entertaining, it's good baseball.
Well, yeah, and then, it's all a part of the history of this place. I mean, there's a lot of baseball history right here. And
if you watch the Between Games programming, Eau Claire Baseball Memories, you saw a good sample of that. And we'll have other episodes of that during other Cavalier doubleheaders. Leading off for the Cavs is Brayton Tillman, who looked at a pitch and then looked at a strike. 1-1's the count. Tillman went 2 for 4 in game 1. And a line shot straight out to second base to Miller. And Tillman goes down. It's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister went 1 for 4. And the first pitch, he hits a solid shot out into right center field. It's going to fall in. Bemnister's going to check in at first. So hopefully his bat is starting to come alive. It's going to bring up Logan Hesselman, who went 1 for 3. Hesselman's the DH in this game. Throw over to first. Bemnister back in. Tyson Lucas on the mound for the Lumberjacks. Checks over at first. And the pitch. There's a strike at the letters. Lucas looking in and delivers. That's high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. 4 aces. I'll take that hand any day. That pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike. To Logan Hesselman. And the pitch. That's outside. 3-1. This is a hitter's pitch coming to Hesselman. Lucas delivers. And Hesselman fouls it off the facade. Three balls, 2 strikes. Bemnister takes his lead. Lucas looks over. Now delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Threw a fastball at the knees on the inside corner, and Hesselman just couldn't catch up to it. It's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker went 0 for 3 in game 1, but he did get on a 2-base error. Runner goes, throw down to second, and Bemnister's in safely. He thought about going when the ball got past the shortstop and out into center field, but didn't get far enough and was well backed up by the Lumberjacks. But now the Cavs have a runner in scoring position. 1 ball, no strikes to Knickerbocker. Carson Windeshausen on deck. And the pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Coming in is Tripler, and he makes the catch. So the Cavaliers go down in the bottom of the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played an inning, and it's the Lumberjacks 1, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks. We've got one in, and the Lumberjacks have the lead 1-0, and they will be coming up to bat. Tripler, Freed, and Snyder.
And thank you, Jay, for giving me a chance to swallow what was left of that hamburger that I had.
Well, and we appreciate you swallowing it and not choking, and, you know.
No, those were sounds you didn't want to hear.
Because I wasn't set to take over till the top of the third. So.
Yeah, but the consummate pro that you are, you were ready to jump in there. All right, Blake Tripler at the plate for the Lumberjacks. And Tripler went 0 for 3 in game 1. He sends one out into center field, and that was right at Tillman. He had to do a little dance step with it, but he went left, he went right, and it was all good. And as the Lumberjacks continue to bat, we're being joined in here by Bob Lesniewski. And Bob, you're part of that, and we get a foul ball. Guarding Against Cancer promotion that's going on here at Carson Park. Why don't you tell us a little about it?
Well, first of all, Rick, thanks very much for inviting me up to the booth. You've got a great view here, so this is very, very nice. Great way to watch a ball game. Yes, certainly.
And Freed just went down looking, so 2 down, and that brings up Ben Snyder, or Bo Snyder.
And yes, the Cavaliers and Play It Again Sports were kind enough to invite us out today. We're promoting the Guarding Against Cancer event, which is going to be on June the 20th. And again, we are raising money for cancer research.
That foul ball back kind of in our direction. On the screen right now, you can see the QR code if you want to get some more information on the Guarding Against Cancer fundraiser, and the website is also listed there.
And it's certainly in regards to we're encouraging people to make a donation. Certainly, I do have cancer. So, of course, the importance of cancer research to me and to every person that I meet with cancer. So, again, your involvement as far as a donation by getting on the QR code would be greatly appreciated.
2-2 is the count now to Bo Snyder. 2 down. Strike 3 called, and Milner has found the strike zone, so no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we'll be back with more information about Guarding Against Cancer right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
And we're back here at Carson Park, and we're chatting with Bob Lesniewski about the Guarding Against Cancer program. And maybe if Ben can make sure that that image gets up in the corner so people can scan that QR code so that they can donate for cancer research. And let us know about this golf outing, because I know Dan is just itching to find out more information about that over there in the corner. He's kind of our designated golfer.
Well, it would be nice to have him in regards to attending our event. We play at the Hickory Hills Golf Course. Again, this is the 5th year that we are having our golf outing for Guarding Against Cancer and the Carbone Cancer Research Center in Madison.
Carson Windeshausen at the plate fouls the first pitch back into the screen for strike one.
So we'll have 144 golfers that'll come out for the day. 18 holes.
Ground ball to third, throw over to first. In time.
We have a little different format. Most of the people, when they go to a golf outing, they're playing a best ball event. But we kind of changed things up a little bit. We have a 2-person alternate shot format.
Dan's nodding his head like, yeah, I've done that before.
And
a strike call to Riley Gopinski. Gopinski still looking for his first hit of the season.
And the one thing that I tell the people when they go out to the golf course to play the event is, I hope the partners are still talking to each other.
Okay.
When they come back in.
So the partners, and ground ball over to second, throw to first in time. So the partners know each other beforehand. This isn't one of these deals where all of a sudden you're paired up with somebody and you have no idea who it is.
You're right, Rick. You have knowledge, and most of it is not only of your partner but of everybody in your foursome. So again, that. But again, it's again hearing the stories when they get done.
And there's a pitch to Jerome Delikowski. He went 1 for 2 in game one.
You know, how many balls were hit into the trees by which partner?
And I'm sure there's some over-under side bets going on in there, too.
Oh, quite a few. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. But the wonderful thing about our event on June 20, and we still have 30 spots available. So certainly, if those that are interested, they could certainly, as far as contacting.
So what's it cost for a person to play?
The cost is $100
Pop up,
per
foul territory, and caught over there by Logering. And that will do it for the Cavaliers in the bottom of the second with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. So we've played 2, and it's the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 1, Cavaliers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Hudson River Rats from Carson Park. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 18th on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum. Located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
Summer hours at the Chippewa Valley Museum will begin May 31st. Check out cvmuseum.com for more information. Also, this reminder that the exhibit Anderson to Yang, along with the traveling exhibit Rocks and Hard Places on loan from the Vesterheim Museum in Decorah, Iowa, will continue through the end of August.
And Jake Nelson's at the plate, the extra hitter for the Lumberjacks, and the second pitch to him is outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, and we're continuing with Bob Lesniewski. And the guarding against cancer, swing and a miss for strike 2. So, Bob, people can scan the QR code, go to the website. Any other ways for them to help donate?
If they would like to, as far as checking out our website, which is Beat Cancer 2022 at yahoo.com. And there would also, as far as having an opportunity, if they would like to donate to our event.
Well, outstanding. Thank you for stopping up and chatting with us, filling us in on that. Guarding against cancer, the golf outing. I know Dan is just itching. And we wish you the best of luck. Good luck on your cancer journey, and I hope all goes well in that respect.
Rick, thank you very much for the opportunity of being up here. And yes, we take, as most cancer people do, day to day.
There you go. Tyson Lucas on the mound. Or not, well, he is on the mound when the Lumberjacks are out in the field, but he's at the plate right now. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. As Jake Nelson went down swinging. Pitches high and away for a ball. Two balls and a strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Two balls, 2 strikes. To Tyson Lucas. And he follows that one off the right side out of play. That's kind of out in the direction where my car is parked.
Can you tell by the sound of the,
the twinkle of the windshield glass shattering would do it. Pitch is outside for ball 3. 3-2 is the count. And here's the payoff pitch. Pop foul on the right side. It's out of play. And guess what? Tyson Lucas drew a walk. I thought we might see something a little different, but that's 6 walks for him on the day. I guess he's continuing his stroll through Carson Park on a beautiful spring morning or afternoon.
Beginning lap number 6.
C.J. Varsho at the plate. He walked his last time up. And the pitch. High pop foul back behind the plate. Knickerbocker watches it hit the roof of the grandstand.
That ball all back by Island Lake Endeavors, conveniently located on the shores of Island Lake in New Albany, Wisconsin.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Milner led the team by quite a bit in strikeouts last year. About 1.5 strikeouts per inning. There's a looper out into left field. Palmer coming in, makes the diving catch. He kind of circled around and almost misjudged it, but he was able to come in and make the catch. 2 down. That's going to bring up Jake Varsho, who drew a walk his last time up. And there's a strike on the outside corner.
Tyson Lucas making up for the start in the first inning where he put the first three batters on with walks.
Oh, you got to remember to turn this thing around. I was going to say, that's Andrew Milner.
Oh.
But I've made that same mistake many times. We have a little board here that helps us identify players in the field.
And all you got to do is have it on the right side.
Yes. Strike called on the inside corner, and Varsho thought it was coming inside, and it just broke over and caught the black. So that's strikeout number 5 for Milner. And it's no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. And we have played 2.5 on NLWN-TV.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer. She's on the honor roll. She's just not the type.
No way.
No way. No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Back here at Carson Park, Dan is all excited now because we started talking about golf, and so he's all ready for things. And but the Lumberjacks leading the Cavaliers 1-0 in the middle of the 3rd inning, and we're going to turn it over to Jay to take us through the 5th. Take it away, Jay.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, in fact, I think Dan's got a sign-up form coming up.
Yeah, I do believe he's going to bring up the registration form for Dan. We'll see what happens there.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games by simply coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Yeah, I got mine a couple years back, and because of what we do with the broadcasting, I'm getting into the Cavs games free anyway, but I know that I would still be coming using my veterans pass if we weren't broadcasting. So yeah, I would encourage all veterans. I mean, what a beautiful way to spend an afternoon.
Yeah,
good concessions downstairs, and
we've got a walk. So Ashton Crowell's on base on balls, and next is Trenton Palmer, the left fielder for the Cavs.
Palmer went 0 for 2 in game 1.
So 1 runner on first for the Cavs. Pitch comes in, that's a strike right down the pipe.
Yeah, that pipe didn't have any bends in it or anything.
Not a bit. Crowell a few steps off the bag. That one, a swing and a miss. 0-2. And that one he's got to back away from a little bit. Ball. 1-2.
Usually when you try to throw that chase me pitch, it's usually outside or high.
And that one got the outside corner and a strikeout for Trenton Palmer. Now Brayton Tillman at the start of the order for the Cavs again. He flew out to the second baseman.
That was a line shot out to the second baseman to start things off, but he made good contact with it. Sometimes it just doesn't fall in.
That one outside for ball one. That one high, 2-1, or 2-0. That one looked at it. Strike one. 2-1.
Tyson Lucas started the game on the mound against Tilden a week ago, or 2 weeks ago.
And a shot to center field, and that going, and that is caught. C.J. Varsho. 2 outs now, and Xavier Bemnister up for the Cavaliers in his first at bat in this second game. He got on with a nice hit out to right field. Looks at a strike one.
So in that start, Lucas threw 6 innings, allowed 3 hits and no earned runs in that game against Tilden.
And that pitch way outside. Ball one, 1-1. 2 outs. Lucas throws. That one catches outside. Strike.
That fastball seems to have the Cavalier batters frozen. Just kind of locks them up.
And a shot now to center field, and getting under it, and for the third out is C.J. Varsho. So for the Cavaliers, they have no runs, no hits. There were no Lumberjack errors, and 1 man left. Score after 3.5. The Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks lead the Eau Claire Cavaliers by a score of 1-0. You're watching Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Welcome back to Carson Park. Nightcap of a doubleheader here as Austin Miller up for the Lumberjacks, and he fouls it over the top of the grandstand. Strike one. Lumberjacks with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fourth, and that's a ball outside.
That was that big sweeping curveball, but swept itself right around the outside of the plate.
That pitch high. 2-1 to Austin Miller. And that one high. 3 balls and a strike. Miller knocked in a run his first time at bat with a fly out to left field, and this one going into right field. And that one,
Carson Windeshausen.
Windeshausen, yep. So 1 out. Preston Alger, the third baseman, steps into the batter's box, sweeps it out a little bit, gets in, and we're ready to go. A pitch high, ball 1.
Alger grounded to Delikowski, who took it unassisted his last time up.
That pitch fouled off.
That foul ball brought to you by Auto Vision Center.
Out near the cars, did not hear any glass, so we're good yet.
So far.
To us.
Hey, we've had our fair number, only it's always been Dan putting his wife's truck in the way of the baseballs. That's what he said up in Chippewa Falls when he parked it down the right field line.
Well, it's hard to know in advance, yeah. Hey, a swing and a miss, and a strikeout for a frustrated Preston Alger. Probably a...
Yeah, I didn't know there'd be some big bets that day on how many balls have hit the truck.
Although he did have to explain that big dent in the hood. It's a good thing Angie's a good sport.
Yeah. Well, you got to find the right body shop that'll take that out at you know.
Sleep in the house.
Even if she does blow a trombone at him every now and then.
Oh, a swing and for a strike. Lumberjacks looking at 2 outs here. Hesitation on that one, but that one falls low for another ball. Two and 1 the count.
That ball is really making some left to right movement for Milner. That had Logering all twisted around.
2 and 2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So we have completed 3.5 here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. No runs, no hits, no Cavaliers errors, no men left. So the score at the end of 3.5 is still the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 1, the Eau Claire Cavaliers 0. You're watching Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
We've given back in a lot of different ways through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, find us on Facebook or www.danakelly.com.
Back to Carson Park as we begin the bottom of the fourth, the Eau Claire Cavaliers part of the inning. Logan Hesselman will start off. He struck out his first time at bat. Sam Knickerbocker and Carson Windenshausen will follow him. So Cavaliers want to get the bats going here.
Logan Hesselman went down swinging his first time up.
Pitch comes in. That one past the first baseman, and a base hit to right field for Logan Hesselman.
Now, Jay, he's evidently listening to you. Why didn't you say it earlier? Get the bats going, and there he went.
Well, you know, just put it out there. That's all you got to do. Now Sam Knickerbocker will hopefully continue this string here as the Cavaliers have a man on first. That pitch high and outside, ball one. Knickerbocker flew out to right field the last time he was up, and that one goes the other way, foul over the top of the grandstand. 2-1.
It's actually 1-1, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think the scoreboard's a hair behind.
And that one again, just past first base. And a base hit for Sam Knickerbocker. And advances Hesselman to second. And so the Cavaliers with 2 men on, nobody out, and Carson Windenshausen.
Yeah. The critical part is that with nobody out, they've got a runner in scoring position. That's the tying run in scoring position. So Windenshausen at the plate.
Backs away from that one, ball one. And that one fouled off the end of the bat. Strike one, 1-1. Windenshausen, the last time he was up, hit the ball to third base and was thrown out at first. And another one high and outside for ball 2. Another foul ball. That one goes just down below the press box. Strike 2. And the ball shot between the shortstop and third base. And we've got them loaded. Bases are loaded. Riley Kapinski.
Nobody out. There's lots of ways to tie this game at this point.
First pitch in, and it hits into a double play.
No, he called safe.
Oh.
Getting back there.
Oh, okay.
So Hesselman just barely beat it back there because Alger jumped up, caught the ball, and came down right next to the base and had to step over. And somehow in that time, Hesselman got back.
Base is still loaded. Ball goes to short and then thrown to first for the double play.
So a 4-6-3 double play takes the Cavs out of the inning.
With no runs, 3 hits, and no errors by the Lumberjacks, and they left 2 on. So the score at the end of 4 complete is still the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 1, the Eau Claire Cavaliers nothing. You're watching Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Welcome back to Carson Park in Eau Claire. We have completed 4 innings, and the Eau Claire Cavaliers trail the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks by a score of 1-0. Join us Sunday, May 18th, here on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Hudson River Rats in a non-league game from Carson Park. Coverage begins at 12 noon with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play action right here on NLWN-TV, your 2025 season home for the Eau Claire Cavaliers. Jay Thal here with Rick Olson, Ben Ryder, and Dan. And the swing and a miss for Blake Tripler, Dan Petshaw. As a conversation between
Sam Knickerbocker and Andrew Milner.
Yep.
There's some kind of a delay there. I wonder if that ball might have caught Larry Durkop and they were just giving him a little bit of time to shake it off.
Yeah.
Knickerbocker's got a smile on his face.
It didn't hit me, he's smiling. And a swing on that pitch for strike 2. And strike 3 swinging. Blake Tripler goes down.
That's the 8th strikeout of the game for Milner.
RJ Freed up next. He struck out the last time he was up, so be good to keep that string going.
Boy, that was an embarrassing moment there for the Cavaliers. After a strikeout, they throw it around the horn and end up throwing it into the dugout instead. As they sheepishly retrieved the ball.
That one caught the outside corner for strike 1.
Just barely clipped it.
Next one in, and foul ball down the third base line.
It was kind of a check swing. He wasn't sure he wanted to swing at it, but the ball found the bat.
That one outside. Ball 1-1-2. And a strike. And second straight strikeout for R.J. Freed. Bo Snyder is up next. He's the catcher for the Lumberjacks, and Bo also struck out the last time.
In fact, if you go back to the previous inning, that's the fourth straight strikeout for Milner.
Yeah. Fly ball dropping into short center field, where Tillman gets it and completes the Lumberjacks' half of the fifth inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Score at the end of 4.5 innings. Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 1, Eau Claire Cavaliers nothing. You're watching Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Be sure to join us on NLWN-2 for our coverage of vintage baseball as we bring you the Menominee Blue Caps playing baseball in the style of the 1860s. On Monday, June 23rd, we'll bring you our coverage of the Blue Caps taking on the Flat Rock Bear Clan out of Michigan and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota, all taking place at the Menominee Baseball Festival. Coverage begins at 7 on NLWN-2 on Monday, June 23rd. Cavaliers, bottom of the fifth inning. Ashton Crow will start things off for us, and that one inside for a ball.
Cavalier statistician extraordinaire Kirk just notified me that, well, we'll wait a second.
And that ball bounces into right field for a base hit for Crowell, who had a walk to start things off in the third inning. So Cavaliers bats starting out well. Trenton Palmer, who struck out his first time at the plate, follows him.
Anyway, what Kirk told me was that the strikeout of there's a beautiful sacrifice bunt,
and advances Crowell.
As he was saying, as Kirk was saying, the strikeout of Blake Tripler last half inning was the 200th strikeout for Andrew Milner in his Cavalier career.
Good string adding on to a big string. And shot out to left field. Freed under it, and that's the second out for the Cavs. So now coming up, Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister flew out to center field and started out the game his first time up with a base hit out to right field. And another good shot, and that one is going to bounce just in front of Freed. And coming in to score A run for the Cavaliers, Ashton Crowell. Nice RBI single by Bemnister.
Ryan Bemnister was practically chasing Crowell down the line, trying to get him to pick up another step in his pace there.
Our ball game now tied. That one fouled down the third base line.
Logan Hesselman singled his last time up, singled to right.
Okay, 61 State Highway 40, Auburn.
Lucas takes a look over to first base and then throws the pitch and heading towards second and getting in there, Bemnister. So 2 outs. Logan Hesselman. Hesselman. Chops one foul. Heads over to the first base coach. Outside for a ball.
Now that was a fairly typical chase me pitch there. Try to get him chase one outside the zone.
1-2. That one high. Now it's 2-2. Bemnister. Few steps toward third. And that ball
out of play.
Out of play. Foul to the left field side.
Ball here, make sure you check out the Article 1 series.
Still 2-2. Join us on NLWN-TV this Monday. We'll bring you Colfax Viking baseball. Vikings host the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. The bullpen show will begin at 4:40 p.m. with play-by-play action to follow. And that pitch fielded at first base, and a 3-1 force out ends the Cavaliers' 5th inning. So 1 run scored off 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left. The score at the end of 5 complete innings of play, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks won, the Eau Claire Cavaliers won. You're watching Eau Claire Cavaliers baseball on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service. Any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Auto Vision Center in Eau Claire, your source for auto glass repair and replacement. Their quality work comes complete with a lifetime warranty on workmanship. When it comes to windshield repair and replacement, Auto Vision Center provides mobile auto glass services with free estimates. So if your windshield needs help, call Auto Vision Center today. That's Auto Vision Center at 1631 North Claremont in Eau Claire. Call 715-834-5277.
Ball game tied up. We are through 5 innings of play. And with the top of the 6th inning to take us home, here's Rick Olson.
So, 1-0. Cavaliers in the field now. Andrew Milner fires one past Jake Nelson. Nelson went down swinging his first time up. A curveball fouled down the third baseline. .201 career strikeouts for Andrew Milner. Big curveball missed outside. That was also quite a ways outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jake Nelson. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Back to the top of the order, Tyson Lucas, who's done nothing but walk all day. He's got 6 of them for the day, 2 in this game. 10 strikeouts for Milner in this game. That missed inside for a ball. And that's high. Ball 2. And high ball 3. You almost wonder if Tyson Lucas doesn't have some kind of a force field around him deflecting the ball away. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Three balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Strike 2 called. That was on the inside corner. That was an awfully nice looking pitch that time. So the count is full. And the payoff pitch. Fouled back into the net. Three balls, 2 strikes. Foul tip into the glove, and good grief. Tyson Lucas does something other than draw a walk. He goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 11 for Milner. C.J. Varsho coming to the plate. 0 for 1 in game 2. Flew out to left. He also drew a walk. That's low for ball 1. Outside, ball 2. Here's the windup and the pitch. Strike called at the letters. 2 balls and a strike to Andrew Milner. And the pitch. Chopped foul down the first base line. Counts even at 2-2 with 2 down. And the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called over the outside corner. And the Lumberjacks go down in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 5.5, and it's the Cavaliers 1, Lumberjacks 1 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Hudson River Rats from Carson Park. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 18th on NLWN-TV.
So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for the Cavaliers, Sam Knickerbocker, Carson Windeshausen, and Riley Gopinski. Cavs starting to show some life with the bats, and I think they'd like to pick up a run in this inning and then shut down the Lumberjacks in the 7th. And to quote Coach Bemnister, we could hear him down there say, "Let's walk away with a victory." Knickerbocker at the plate. The first pitch comes in. It's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. That drew a couple of oohs from up here in the press box. And there's a foul tip out of the way. Knickerbocker was trying to spin away from that, and again, the ball found the bat. A ball and a strike. There's a line shot out into right center or left center field. Knickerbocker checks in at first. And I suspect we might get a courtesy runner for him. I'm not sure. Coming to the plate is Carson Windeshausen. Nobody going out there for him yet. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. Tyson Lucas on the mound for the Lumberjacks. And the pitch. That's strike called at the letters. Windeshausen realized it too, kind of nodded his head. And the pitch. That's high and away for a ball. Knickerbocker takes his lead over at first. And the pitch. Pop foul right over the top of our press box. Jay's eyes got saucer big on that one.
I'm going to bring my glove next time.
Dan keeps threatening to do that, and he never remembers it.
There you go.
And the pitch is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Sam Knickerbocker on first. Carson Windeshausen at the plate. Lucas delivers, and that got Windeshausen in the back of the shoulder. So that moves Knickerbocker over to second. Windeshausen goes to first. It's going to bring up Riley Gopinski.
Shortstop Riley Gopinski.
Tyson Lucas looking in. Taking a glance over at second. Knickerbocker takes his lead. And the pitch is outside for a ball. Kopinski's 0 for 2 today. Grounded to second and popped to third. Yeah, that's outside for ball 2. And the pitch. High pop up, foul territory. It's out of play. Wow, actually hit the top of the dugout. Wrong side of the fence, but still out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. And that one's fouled back, out of play. Counts even at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Hard shot out into left field, and they're going to hold Knickerbocker at third. So the bases are loaded for Jerome Delikowski. Now, we have been waiting since last year for Delikowski to get a hold of one. I can't think of a better time than right about now. We're going to get a conference at the mound. And let's see if we're going to get a pitching change here. Nobody out, bases loaded. And this might be a defensive conversation about how they want to play it. With nobody out, my thought is, Jay, you get the run at the plate, and Delikowski is not exactly blessed with speed, and try and turn the double play that way.
Yeah.
And let's see if they've made the same decision, as they've said everything they wanted to say. Delikowski 0 for 2 in this game. Fouled out to first and then grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. And he chops that one foul down the third baseline. Lucas delivers. Fouled off the right side this time. No balls, 2 strikes to Jerome Delikowski. Ashton Kroll on deck. Here's the wind in the pitch. Fly ball out into center field, and it's back, and it's going to be out to the warning track. This is going to clear the bases as Delikowski with a 3-run double. C.J. Varsho was playing in, and Delikowski made him pay with a 3 RBI double. That's going to bring up Ashton Kroll with Delikowski on second. And a strike called on the outside corner. Cavs on top, 4-1. In the bottom of the 6th inning, here's the pitch. Check swing. It's high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kroll singled his last time up to center field. Here's the pitch. That one's laced foul on the right side.
Open Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And the pitch. It's inside for a ball. And a chopper foul right off the fence above the dugout for the Lumberjacks. Lucas delivers. Strike called on the outside corner, and Ashton Kroll kind of didn't believe that one. Trenton Palmer. We have a pinch runner coming in for Delikowski.
That's Blake Bemnister.
And Delikowski gets a big hand from the crowd as he comes off the field.
That was a huge hit.
He couldn't have timed it any better. Trenton Palmer at the plate. He's 0 for 1, struck out, but he also laid down a sacrifice bunt. They'd hope to set up the Cavaliers' first run. He fouls that one off to the right side.
First runner, pinch runner at second base, number 24, Blake Benister.
And the pitch, inside for a ball. One out, runner on second. And the pitch. Ground ball up the middle, fielded by Varsho. Throw over to first is in time, but it did move the runner over. So Blake Bemnister is over on third now, and it's going to bring up Brayton Tillman. Tillman's over 0 for 3 in this game. Lined out to second and then flew out a couple times. 2 down, runner on third, Cavs on top, 4-1. Here's the pitch. Strike called, that one right down the middle of Water Street. That could have painted a new center stripe on Water Street. There's some places that need that. Now the pitch. Line shot out into right field. Fair ball down into the corner. Tillman's going to check in at second. Bemnister comes in to score. And Brayton Tillman with the double down to right field. Now Xavier Bemnister at the plate. He's 2 for 3 in this game. Swinging and a miss for strike one. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Second game of 2 today. There's a fly ball out into center field. C.J. Varsho under it, and he makes a catch. So that'll do it for the Cavaliers, but not before they cause some serious damage with 4 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We've played 6, and it's the Cavaliers 5 and the Lumberjacks 1 on NLWN-TV.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum, located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Hudson River Rats from Carson Park. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 18th on NLWN-TV.
Back here at Carson Park, we're going to the top of the 7th inning. Cavaliers on top, 5-1. Looking at the line score, Cavaliers 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 1 run, no hits, and no errors. Due up for the Lumberjacks, Jake Varsho, Austin Miller, and Preston Elger. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled away on the third base side. Jake Varsho, he's 0 for 1 in this game. Struck out looking his last time up. That pitch just missed. Just a hair inside, maybe a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And fouled away on the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. And Jake Varsho goes down looking for the second time. That's 13 strikeouts for Milner today. Here's the pitch. Ooh, that just missed low on the inside corner. One away. That one's high. The 2-0 pitch. It's inside for ball 3. Miller hit a sacrifice fly in the first inning to score the only Lumberjack run. That's a strike called. He thought he had ball 4 and again took off before the umpire made the call. And you just don't do that. Let the umpire call it. Here's the pitch. That's high and away for ball 4. That's the 5th walk given up by Milner. It's only the 2nd since he walked the first 3 batters of the game. Preston Elger, 0 for 2. There's a strike called at the letters. And Milner delivers. Chopper to Milner on the mound. Flip to first in time. 2 down. And it's going to bring up Blake Logering as the Lumberjacks are down to their final out.
First baseman Blake Logering.
Andrew Milner looking in for the sign. Hoping to step into the history books for the 2nd time in 2 years. Pitches inside. He's at the belt. And the pitch. That one's outside. Logering struck out twice. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Milner delivers. High and inside. 3 balls and a strike with 2 down. Runner on second. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of the 7th. Milner delivers. And ball 4. So 2 runners on. And it brings up Blake Tripler. Tripler's 0 for 2, flew out to center field and went down swinging. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field, and it could it be? Andrew Milner has just thrown his second no-hitter in 2 years, as Tillman came in and caught that one, and for the Lumberjacks, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 were left on base. A no-hit performance for Andrew Milner as the Cavaliers defeat the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 5-1 in Game 2 of today's doubleheader and gain the split. We will have more on this one right after this timeout when we get to talking baseball on NLWN-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Hudson River Rats from Carson Park. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 18th on NLWN-TV. You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Carson Park. Cavaliers come away 5-1 winners in Game 2. In Game 2 of this doubleheader, so the Cavaliers gain the split after losing the opener 6-2 to the Lumberjacks. And what's more important in that is Andrew Milner coming up with the no-hitter. It's his second no-hitter in 2 years. He had one last year against the Eau Claire Rivermen, and this year he has one against the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, although he did give up an earned run in this game on a sacrifice fly after walking the first 3 batters. We will have manager Ryan Bemnister coming up in just a little bit as we're going to talk about today's game with him. And taking a quick look here, winning pitcher in today's game was Andrew Milner. Of course, when he throws a no-hitter, you're going to be the winning pitcher. Tyson Lucas took the loss in this game. And we've got Ryan Bemnister coming into the press box as we speak. And
put this down.
This has got to get open.
The important stuff is coming first, and we can tell. And excuse me. Well, Ryan, a couple days ago when I had a chance to talk with you, you said to me that you looked at me and said, to be perfectly honest with you, I'd be really glad to get a split. That's exactly what you did.
Yeah. I mean, going in, Chip was a good team. They've been coming up for a few years now, and Nolan's got those guys playing really good baseball, and we saw 3 really good pitching performances from their guys, and I was just happy to get to Tyson there late. Well, I don't know if you ran out of gas, but that kid's a hell of a pitcher too, so that's good. Good for us.
And holy cow, second time in 2 years, Andrew Milner throws a no-hitter.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, I would say. I'm pretty happy with that.
I had not had the chance to call a no-hitter. I don't even know if I'd seen a no-hitter in person until last year when he threw the one against the Rivermen.
Yep.
And now I get it 2 years in a row. You guys are spoiling me.
I know. I know there's going to be guys out there and say it's a 7-inning no-hitter, blah, 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 but that's the rules for the doubleheaders, and that's a no-hitter. And I fully believe he had some stuff left in the tank, and he probably could have gone another 2, and we could see what happened. But, I mean, to hold a team down like that over there, I mean, I think in the first game we only gave up a handful of hits, too. I mean, we had some walks and some hit-by pitches and stuff like that. A little erratic in the first game, but Rafke threw really well. It was good to see Gash back out there throwing. But yeah.
And Gash, his fastball was working, but it was kind of scary stepping into that batter's box because about every third or fourth pitch was right over the guy's head.
Yeah, well, it's just a warning, I guess. But again, those 2 guys threw really well in that first game, and then Milner throwing like Milner knows how to throw. In that first inning when he walked the guys, I think he had 5 walks in the first 2 innings or whatever it was. But you knew he slowly makes adjustments, dials it in just like all the good pitchers do that we have on this roster, and luckily he was able to keep those guys off balance for the next 5 innings really, up until that last inning where he walked a couple guys erratic. I think the energy got to him a little bit, but that was a hell of a pitching performance by him. So,
well, in fact, after that first inning, our camera guy Dan said Milner needs to find his zone because once he does, it's lights out.
Yeah.
And after the second inning, I looked over at Dan and said, he found the zone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're looking at the scoreboard up there too, and we've got, we had 3 hits at the time. They had none, and they were beating us 1-0. And I'm like, this. Oh. And then we left that bases loaded in the 4th inning or whatever it was, and just couldn't get a lucky hit. Riley had Gopinski was looking for his first hit as a Cav, and I thought he had it there with the bases loaded, but. And when you look at it, it turned out pretty good for him getting his first hit the next time. And we had Logan Hesselman got his first hit as a Cav too. So that's pretty cool. I was really happy for those guys. So, yeah.
And hats off to Jerome Delikowski. They were playing him a little bit shallow, and he made them pay.
I don't know why you see a guy like that and you play him shallow. I mean, if he hits it shallow, you're still going to be able to field it and probably throw him out at first. So it's he knows that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where if you field it on the ground at the warning track, you still have a shot at first.
Yeah. He's not the fleetest of foot, but he knows that, and I think he celebrated more when I put pinch runner out there for him both times than he did with the 2 hits that he had. So,
well, that's why when we talked to him earlier and did his Cavalier profile, that he said he wanted his superpower to be speed and he looked me square in the eye and said, because I don't have any.
Yeah, no, that's true. But, I mean, hey, if we get guys like him hitting in that 6, 7, 8 spot, you can see that top of the order right now is starting to feel it. And we were even missing a couple pieces that would be in that top of the order. We start extending that down. It makes those 7, 8, 9, 10 hitters now way more important because those guys 1 through 6 are going to be setting the table big time for him. Because we've got nothing but speed and smart hitting up in that top of the order. So now we just need those big bats to come through and drive in the runs.
And they did. You ended up with 10 hits in this game, 5 runs. Nice output in game 2. It took a little while to get it going, but it went. And
well, the communication was there with the guys in the second game. As first was a little bit flat. We were just kind of doing whatever. And I think it kind of changed. A light bulb went off for us in that first inning when I think it was the first inning. Hobb had the base hit, and he stole second. And he came in from that inning, and he rallied everybody around. He said, "Guys got such a high leg kick. You get any lead whatsoever, steal second base. Be aggressive. Let's go." And everybody took that to heart, and they started to move, be more aggressive at the plate, put the ball in play more often. You guys are going to be moving around, so
it doesn't always have to be on the base path that he was talking specifically about. It's just the whole attitude about being aggressive.
Yes. So it was good to hear because we're missing. When it's weird. This team I talked to, but I'm an older guy. You need guys like Cole Timon here. We're waiting for Caden Action to get here. Xavier's kind of a mouse when it comes to talking, but when he says something, people listen. So it's 'cause he's one of the senior guards. So it's good to hear that, and those young guys kind of were in tune with it and kind of listened and went from there.
Well, congratulations on Game 2 and gaining that doubleheader split, because it's awfully early in the season, and dropping 2 would have hurt. But getting the split, hey, you're fine.
Like I said, Chip was a good team. They're going to be there all year long, so look for them.
Up in the north, yeah.
Look at them in the north at the end. They might be in that Final Four with us, hopefully. So.
And, hey, something to celebrate in this game with a no-hitter. And, hey, baseball's fun, especially on a beautiful day like this.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to have another anniversary with my wife if I didn't bring home at least one win. So, happy 23rd anniversary, babe. Love ya.
Well, congratulations and happy anniversary. And we will talk a little bit more on Talking Baseball right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next broadcast will be on Sunday, May 18th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Hudson River Rats from Carson Park. Live coverage on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 12:30 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Sunday, May 18th on NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Carson Park. Rick Olson, Jay Fall, Dan Petchow, Ben Ryder, and Cavaliers come away with a doubleheader split against the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, and they did it in fine fashion, picking up the second win with a no-hitter by Andrew Milner. Your thoughts about this one, Jay?
Well, it took a little while for the bats to get going for the Cavaliers, but once they did, the timing was just excellent, with that, the center field hit that brought in a lot of runs, and just the no-hitter, good defense. I think when you play good teams, you're going to get better, and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks certainly are one of those teams, and it would be great to see them in a playoff situation with the Cavs coming the end of the season.
And there's a lot of baseball left before we get to the end. We've got teams like the Osseo Merchants, who I know dropped their first game of their doubleheader today against Jim Falls. I did not hear how the second game came out, but Jim Falls won the first one. I believe the score was 5-4, and so the Jim Falls Sturgeons picked up another win. That's an up-and-coming team, so that North Division is going to be pretty exciting this year. And the South, you've got the Merchants, you've got the Cavaliers, you've got the Eau Claire Bears. Those three teams right there are just going to be slugging it out throughout the whole season. And we'll see what happens once the smoke clears and at the end of the season.
Well, this is a great start, though, to get things going early in this Chippewa Valley Baseball League season, and look forward to seeing more of the Cavs.
And so the Cavs get the doubleheader split, and I want to remind you that you should join us next Sunday. That's on the 18th, right here on NLWN-TV, as we bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Hudson River Rats in a non-league game. From right here at Carson Park, coverage starts at 12 noon with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play action. Make sure you join us on NLWN2 for our coverage of vintage baseball, as we bring you the Menominee Blue Caps playing baseball in the style of the 1860s. On Monday, June 23rd, we'll bring you our coverage of the Blue Caps taking on the Flat Rock Bear Clan out of Michigan, and the Fillmore Fungi from Minnesota. Don't you just love those names, Jay?
Yeah, the classics.
And that'll be taking place at the Menominee Baseball Festival. We do a delayed coverage, so we'll be broadcasting those games on Monday evening on June 23rd, all starting at 7 p.m. on NLWN-2. Also, don't forget to join us on NLWN-TV on Monday, day after tomorrow, as we bring you Colfax Viking baseball. The Vikings will host the Elmwood Plum City Wolves. The bullpen show will begin at 4:40 p.m. with play-by-play action to follow. Veterans, don't forget, the Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind all veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will happy to issue a lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Auto Vision Center, windshield repair and replacement on North Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire, and the Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can connect with the roots of the Chippewa Valley in Carson Park. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So, as we wish all moms a very happy Mother's Day tomorrow, on behalf of Jay Fall and Ben Ryder and Dan Petschow, this is Rick Olson. Final scores today: Game 1, Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks 6, Cavaliers 2. But Game 2 in a no-hitter, Cavaliers 5 and the Lumberjacks 1. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.